When it comes to teaching children about healthy eating, most parents instinctively focus on the dangers of candy, sugary drinks, and sweet treats. It's common to hear, "Don't eat too many sweets, they'll rot your teeth," or "Finish your meal before you get dessert." While it's true that excessive sugar can harm children's health, this approach often overlooks an even more insidious threat: highly processed and fatty junk foods. Foods like hamburgers, French fries, onion rings, butter cookies, casseroles loaded with butter, full-fat cheeses, fried nuggets and fish, and artificially sweetened sodas like Cola Zero are not just unhealthy, they can be much worse than a handful of candy. Let's explore why it's so important for parents to look beyond sugar when guiding their children's eating habits, and how some foods, often seen as real meals, can actually pose greater risks to long-term health. The first misconception that needs to be addressed is the idea that junk food is at least a better choice than candy, because it's a real meal. The truth is, many fast food items and processed meals pack far more calories, saturated fat, and harmful additives than a simple snack-sized candy bar. For example, a typical fast food hamburger can contain upwards of 30 grams of fat and over 500 calories, even before adding cheese, fries, or a spread like ketchup and mayonnaise. French fries and onion rings are deep-fried in oils that are high in saturated fats and, even worse, trans fats, dangerous compounds that raise bad cholesterol and have been directly linked to heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers. Butter-laden cookies and casseroles are another hidden danger. While they may seem like comforting home-cooked options, their high-fat content, particularly from butter and cream, means they deliver a concentrated load of calories and fats. Unlike sugar, which has 4 calories per gram, fat contains 9 calories per gram. This means that fatty foods can quickly drive up a child's daily caloric intake, encouraging weight gain and increasing the risk of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular problems. And while our bodies can rapidly use or store sugar, burning off excess fat is much harder and slower, making it even more dangerous, especially in large quantities. Consider, too, the portion sizes. Fast food restaurants and packaged junk foods are notorious for their oversized servings. A large order of French fries can contain more than 500 calories and 75 grams of fat, far surpassing what you'd find in a standard chocolate bar or a serving of candy. The danger isn't just the calorie count, but the type of fats these foods contain. Saturated fats and trans fats are especially harmful because they raise levels of LDL, or bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, the good cholesterol. Over time, this imbalance can clog arteries and lead to life-threatening conditions even in young people. Artificially sweetened sodas, often marketed as healthier alternatives to regular cola, come with their own set of risks. While they may be sugar-free and calorie-free, these drinks are loaded with artificial sweeteners and chemicals that disrupt the body's natural metabolism and gut health. Some studies suggest that consuming these beverages regularly can increase cravings for sweet and fatty foods, ultimately undermining attempts to eat healthy. Another aspect parents often overlook is the reward system they establish around meals and treats. By insisting that children finish their fast food or fatty meal before they earn dessert, parents unintentionally reinforce the idea that the main meal is healthy, and the sweet treat is the only thing to be limited. In reality, the meal itself may be far more harmful than a smaller portion of candy. This approach can lead children to develop a preference for high-fat, high-calorie foods, a habit that's difficult to break as they grow older. The health problems associated with excessive fat consumption are well documented. High-fat diets, particularly those rich in saturated and trans fats, are linked to a long list of chronic and deadly diseases, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, heart attacks, and even certain types of cancer. These conditions can start developing in childhood and set the stage for lifelong health struggles. Unlike sugar, which is often consumed in small portions as a treat, fatty foods can become a daily staple, making their impact on health far more significant and long-lasting. So what should parents do? The answer lies in education and moderation. Teach children to recognize that not all meals are healthy, and that a plate loaded with fried foods, fatty meats, and creamy sauces can be far more dangerous, if not more so, than a packet of candy. Emphasize the importance of whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, honey, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy lipids from sources like nuts and olive oil. Help kids understand that the key to good health isn't just avoiding sugar, but also steering clear of foods laden with unhealthy fats and artificial additives. Portion control is another critical lesson. Instead of using food as a reward or punishment, encourage children to listen to their bodies and eat when they are hungry, stopping when they are full. Teach them to enjoy treats, whether sweet or savory, in moderation, but to make nutritious choices the default. Let them know that it's okay to enjoy a piece of candy once a week, but that regular consumption of fast food, fried snacks, or buttery desserts should be avoided altogether. Lastly, set an example. Children learn by watching their parents. If you make healthy food choices, prioritize home-cooked meals with balanced ingredients, and treat junk food as a very rare indulgence rather than a staple, your children are more likely to adopt those habits themselves. In summary, while sugar certainly has its risks, the dangers of fatty, processed, and fried foods are often far greater, especially when they become a regular part of a child's diet. By broadening our understanding of what truly constitutes junk food and teaching children to recognize and avoid foods that are worse than candy, we can help them build lifelong habits that protect their health and well-being. Remember, it's not just about saying no to sugar. It's about saying yes to a healthier, brighter future.